It is PlayStation's 30th anniversary, and to commemorate, I got the anniversary edition of the DualSense controller, and what I'm going to be doing with this bad boy is I'm going to be adding some back buttons, a back button kit. So I'll be adding 4 new buttons to the back of this anniversary controller, so I could use it kind of like a Pro controller. This is going to be a Pro controller that I use on my PlayStation Pro. Sweet. Here we are. PlayStation DualSense Limited Edition 30th Anniversary Controller. Beautiful. I did unbox one of these with my friend Ian's PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm so thankful that he let me do that on my YouTube channel, and now I'm going to be opening my own so that I could rip it apart. Oh, that's nice. They have the same... showing the same accessories they showed in the limited edition 30th Pro bundle box. So nice. And there's the PlayStation symbols with the 3 added in before the circle, like 30th anniversary. I love that. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know they did that. That same design that I got before is here again in the whole box. Throw the box away. Open this up. Nice. They don't come with cables anymore. I mean, everything you buy comes with a power or a charging cable. There we are. There's the DualSense Edge 30th Anniversary Edition. Colored buttons, and if it can focus, PlayStation 30th Anniversary printed on the back. So we're gonna set this aside, and we're gonna bring in the eXtremeRate. It's great to kind of go with semi-matching the 30th anniversary colors. You will replace the back shell, replace it with this one. Nice thing is it has new grip on the back, which feels really good in the hand. So that's this. Comes with some other stuff, new circuit board, new ribbon cables, and plastic pieces. These are the actual buttons, button kit. Comes with the tools you'll need and some extra stickers, rubbers, and a gamer manual. Thank you, eXtremeRate. We'll take the eXtremeRate parts here. It's the eXtremeRate tools, so they give you the screwdriver that you need, which is really nice. You don't have to go fumbling around looking for your own tools. And the pry tool, that will come in very handy. It comes with all new screws that you're going to need to do the mod. And first thing we're going to do, it's going to hurt some people. I guess this whole process is going to hurt some people, but let's see if I can make this one fly. Oh. So we're going to pry off this front face piece. I'm going to do it so that I don't scratch it anywhere. Nice thing about using plastic tools is that using plastic on plastic typically won't scratch. Okay, set this aside. Now we're gonna have to take out these screws, so you could either use the screwdriver that eXtremeRate gives you. I'm actually gonna use my own screwdriver. I'm using a Phillips 00 bit. I'm gonna pry this a little bit to separate them, and then we're gonna use the pry tool or spudger again. And there's these 2 clips here. We're gonna loosen them, separating the back shell from the front. Let's see if that does it. And that's the guts. So that's the original shell. Out of here. Okay, so we're gonna remove the battery. Then we gotta take out this one screw to remove the battery tray, but first, just slide the microphone Okay, battery tray. And there's this controller. Let's see, zoom in a bit. So there's a few ribbons we're gonna have to remove from the board. I'm gonna have to take this circuit board out and remove one, 2, 3, 4. Then it's kind of hard to see, but we've got these bracket pieces. So I move this black piece so the board can come up. Same thing on this side. Now we do some soldering. Soldering, depending on where you are. So I'm going to pull out the first little connector. So they make a ribbon cable here specifically for soldering the 2 points to make the back buttons programmable to the L3 and R3 presses. So when you press in that click, those are button presses, and so this ribbon cable is made specifically so that you can solder to that. So if we take a look at the solder points for the joysticks, so I don't know how far I can pull this out. So the joysticks are here. Of course, as you can see, the joysticks are here. So directly opposite those is all of these solder balls. So these are all the connection points connected to the circuit board for those analog sticks. So I need to connect this ribbon cable to specific points to make the L3 and R3 buttons mappable to the new back buttons. And so it's going to be those 2 points there. Zoom in. I know that because I'm going through the eXtremeRate install guide YouTube video while I'm doing this. So I've turned on my soldering iron. Now I need a little bit of tape. Now, before I solder or solder these, I'm going to put a little flux on both points. Solder will help the new solder flow and onto these gold contacts. Add a little bit of solder to this bad boy. And we're going to melt the solder on this point here. One down. Now a lot of people will see this and be like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do something like this if it involves soldering. I can't solder." But these are the only 2 points that you're soldering, and it's not necessary. You don't have to do this. You're only soldering these 2 points if you want to be able to program the joystick, these 2 presses. So the press in of those joysticks. That's the only thing you need to solder for. So if you want to be able to program those pushes to the new back buttons, then that's why you need to solder these. So otherwise you don't have to solder at all, which is cool. Okay. These are strong. Gonna get a little bit of Q-tip and alcohol, rubbing alcohol, just to clean up the extra flux. The solder flux that I put down. You don't want to leave extra flux on a board if you don't have to. It's just messy. There's no need. All right, now I gotta get another one of these new ribbon cables. Okay, actually, I realized I have to take out 2 more screws. There's no circuit board for the touchpad. I have to solder a wire for the touchpad, so I'm going to do that now. And this one here. So now this whole thing should separate from the front. Here's your controller. Not as fancy, no, huh? There's a button in this touchpad, and if I want to be able to solder the wire to this, I have to take this touchpad apart as well. So here we go. There we go. So it's this little point here that we need to solder the wire to. So I'm gonna add a little bit of flexi flex to this bad boy. Yep. eXtremeRate provides the wiring and everything that you need. All you need to add is a person to do the job and soldering iron, and I guess a couple hands. So this is that very thin wire. I'm gonna attach right into that point. There we go. Now the soldering's all done. I was wrong before. One more thing, and this is also optional. I mean, if you want this button press to be able to be remapped to the new back buttons, then you want to do this one wire solder. So yeah, good. Okay, let me put this back together as if I know how. Some finessing and it all works out. I did solder a wire to the touchpad. I'm gonna now need to connect this wire to this circuit board. So I gotta add some solder to the pad first. Solder it. I don't know if the iron's hot enough yet. Let's see. It's got some heat. It's got some solder. Solder. It feels so weird to say solder. It's got some solder on it. Okay. She good? This board out. This connector. This is a connector. So on the original controller, this is the ribbon cable that's connecting here to this board. So the whole controller is connected to this board through these points right here. So that now I need to put in this new eXtremeRate one in between. Okay. Solid. Okay. And then we put this back down. Do what I did before again. Pull the ribbon cables out without damaging them. When you need to be extra careful, just say the word finesse. Okay, fixed that. Stuck it back together. Pulling the ribbon cables through. Don't lose this. Stick these ribbons back in. You need small hands for this, which is not true. I just need more finesse or patience, maybe. So there's if you take a look at this ribbon, I don't know how well you can see, there's a black line there. Let me show. On the ribbon, on the blue connector part, the blue part's like a handle, I would call it. It's got a black line, so that black line has to butt up. So you have to make sure you push in all the way, and so now once it's in all the way, all you see is black. You don't see any blue in front of it. I know it's hard to see, but that. Yeah. Okay, put the battery tray back on. Move this ribbon cable out of the way. Ribbon cable of the microphone. I gotta put a screw in there. Now they give you these little pads that we have to stick in the four corners of the board. I don't know why. It's something to do with contact, bad contact, good contact, I don't know. So you gotta put them one in every corner. Let's see here. Not like that. Maybe it's easier with my finger, actually. Oh boy. What should be like the easiest thing to do is proving to be challenging with my FFS, or fat finger syndrome. Okay, one more. I hope there's no more, even though there's 4 extra. Or what I hope are extra. Okay. Alright. 4 stupid little stickies. And this will plug in. Alright. Alright. Now here's a connector. Here's a connector right here. That we got to put this ribbon cable into. It's in, and then put the locking tab down. That's there. Set this aside now. Now we're going to build the actual back buttons. Is this the right way? I think so. Just like this. And so I can actually see, I don't know, but it actually says K2. Oh, where's my finger? Right there it says K2, and that side says K1. So I grab the K2 button, put it there where it says K2, even this out a little bit, snap. Ah, snap. Okay, so this is the basis of the RISE4. Now we bring it over to the new shell. New back shell. This is going to attach here. It kind of sits in. There's a groove there. So I can hold it like this. Grab my trusty screwdriver. Grab a new screw. Slide this over so the new ribbon cable comes through, and slide the shell. This will plug in here. I felt it slot in, so now I close the flap, and now it's locked in there. All right. There's 2 different sizes of black screws. Very small, skinny ones. That's what I needed to use a second ago. Whoopsie. Toasty. Sometimes I'm thinking about, oh, the view of the video, oh, is the light good enough? And I stopped paying attention to what I'm doing tool-wise. Okay, tight. Okay, now I can close this up. Finesse. Finesse. You gotta snap it like swiftly. Oof. R1. Okay, assembly assembled. Really, boy. Okay, that means it's solid red light. We're good to go. So now I just gotta program them. So we've got 4 buttons to choose from. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I gotta just choose what buttons I want to use to program them. So I'm gonna do these 4 buttons. So what I like about these remap kits is, you know, with having these extra buttons back here, I can now keep my thumbs on the sticks. So instead of moving my thumb to press these buttons, the action buttons, which you have to do all the time playing games, I'm now taking my hand off of the aiming joystick. So now I'm gonna use these 4 buttons programmed. So now I'm gonna program circle and K3, hold for 1, 2, 3 seconds, and it flashes good. I'm gonna do square and this one. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Triangle and this one. 1, 2, and it turned on. Triangle and this guy. 1, 2, 3, and they programmed. Nice. Now I can close this. I hope that worked. I gotta connect it to the PlayStation and see. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I actually can connect this controller to the gamepad tester website, plug it into my computer. So if you take a look at the computer screen on Hex Gaming's gamepad tester, you can see that it's a DualSense wireless controller. So now, remember, I programmed these back buttons to these face buttons. So if I press X on the controller here, you'll see the X button on the screen, the gamepad tester, light up. Circle, triangle, square. So if I go to the back buttons, it should do the same thing. So I believe this one is X. So let's press this back button, and at the same time, I'm gonna see on the screen that it'll light up as X. Ready? 3, 2, 1. There it is. This is probably circle. Yep. This is probably triangle. No, this is actually square. And this one's triangle. So yeah, the job went well, programmed perfectly. Back buttons are now active. I can now use this for obviously any kind of PlayStation game, but this is going to be great for things where you need quick presses, action games, RPGs, battle, obviously shooters would be great as well. So that is that. This kit is installed well, all done, and I love this colorway. I love this limited edition controller, and this couldn't have turned out better. I'm so glad that eXtremeRate made this color combo that works so well with this. So I've finished the install of the eXtremeRate RISE4 Remap kit on the PlayStation 30th Anniversary DualSense. I love the way this looks, and I love the way this feels. This grip on the back is really nice. I'm happy that I don't have to lift my thumb off the analog stick now to activate these face buttons, because now I can activate them back here rather than these fingers just getting a free ride all the time, right? There's more things that you can do to make it more of a pro controller. There's other kits like clicky face buttons and short throw triggers and stuff like that. I have a video coming up on I've made my own DualSense Edge. That's what this is. And there's other things you can do to Xbox controllers, Nintendo controllers. There's more stuff coming, so subscribe for more. The next video I have is either going to be a DualSense Edge video or a PlayStation Portal mod video. So more stuff is coming. It's really cool. Subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know what you want to see, what kind of stuff you're into gaming wise, okay? And yeah, follow for more. There's more stuff coming, so stick around.